let me fill you in on the progress we're making towards the checklist I showed you the other day. As you all well know, I was doing some rune crafting. I've made it to 71 rune crafting, pretty good, and I managed to get the 15k rune span points for the tier 50 runic staff. So you can already check that off the list. Sadly though, there's one complication about this. I can't buy the staff yet. Actually, it wasn't 15k tokens, it's actually 12.5k points. Either way, I can't buy the staff because I don't have the magic level requirement for it. You are buying one runic staff for 12.5k points. Sorry, you need level 60 rune crafting and level 50 magic for that. Now, I obviously have the rune crafting level for it because we're at 71, but we're only at 14 magic, so that's a problem. So the points are just going to stay there, saved until we have 50 magic for it. I want to start working on the next item in the checklist. I believe the next item was buy the Divine Jar of Light. Hopefully that's the actual name because I still haven't even googled it. That's just what I've been calling it. So what I was thinking of doing is some Slayer, obviously because that's the best way to make some money. Well, actually the best way to make some money is if I just kill some random thing, or not a random thing, but a specific monster. But we're not going to do that because we have to train Slayer at some point. And I'd rather do that sooner than later. So before we start Slayer, we need to make some nature runes because we're going to have to start alching at some point. So since we did the Rune Memories quest, we have access to the rune chest. That belongs to Archmage Cedrador, and the beautiful thing about this chest, if you don't know about it, is that every rune crafting level you get, this chest will give you a specific number of rune essence, and they stack if you don't retrieve them. So that's a really beautiful thing. Let's open the chest and see how many rune essence I can get. The chest contains 12.7 pieces of pure essence. More will appear every time you gain a level in rune crafting. That is pretty dope. We have 12.7k worth of nature runes, essentially. But since I really don't want to go into the wildy yet because I'm so weak and I can probably die, we're going to have to find a way to get a nature talisman. Because I'm not going into the abyss. Fuck that. For now though, I suppose we could buy some nature runes from the rune shops. I have about 10k. The Jar of Divine Light is worth 100k I think. So we definitely have a long way to go in that aspect. And with that being said, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to train some mining and some smithing because we have 30 attack and 30 strength. I want to try and be a warrior for a bit. But I want to make my own stuff. So let me deposit this stuff into the bank, and then we can start training some mining and smithing. So since we're only level 6 mining and 3 smithing, we're going to have to do bronze first. That is without question. So let's start collecting some more, so we can make them into bars. First mining level of the video, people. 7 mining. So we just got 10 mining, people. We can now mine iron ore, I believe. You now have all the levels you need for the Knight's Sword. Level 8 mining is one of the requirements for the Tail of the Muspa. And we can do all this cool stuff. So I think we have enough bars for 10 smithing, hopefully. I don't really know how many I'm going to need. I'm just sort of eyeballing it. So we're going to skip the whole bronze equipment in terms of combat gear because I'm already at 12 defense. We're going to go straight into iron, so we need 10 smithing. Alrighty, we're starting the smithing process, people. This is honestly my favorite part, and there we go, a smithing level for smithing. I'm going to get to 10 smithing, and then we'll meet again. 10 smithing, people. We can now make iron equipment. So here's all the new stuff we can do with mining, a bunch of cool new passive effects, and here's all the stuff we can do for smithing. You now have all the levels you need for what's mine is yours. And just like mining, a bunch of new smithing passives. Clearly there's no iron ore in this mine. I've never seen any in there, so we're gonna have to find a mining ore spot. I think there's one over by the Lumbridge Swamps, but it's not close to a bank at all. So that's a problem. Let's head over to the Lumbridge Swamps. So one thing I've noticed so far with the mining and smithing rework, for mining specifically, if you try and mine a rock that's of higher tier than your pickaxe, the rate at which you get ore is really slower compared to when you have the pickaxe of the same tier or higher. So with that being said, we're probably going to mine this rock really slow until we make the pickaxe for it. And actually, I just remembered I should have made the bronze ore box. You know what? I'm going to do that first because I want to stay here for a while. Another reason why I want to do mining and smithing is because I want to be able to train crafting with gem mining. Now that we can mine gems, cutting the gems and making the necklaces is going to be really easy. Because I really don't want to do temple tracking yet. I probably can't even do all the quests, but if I can get to gem mining, then I probably won't need any of that stuff. So we have some common gem rocks here, jade, red topaz, that's both at 13 and 16 respectively. We need to get to 20 mining to mine sapphire rocks. And if I want to go higher than that, I need 25 for emerald. This one says precious, I don't really know what's the difference. Oh, actually, I think the uncommon gem rocks is the same rock. So you have a chance of getting a sapphire or an emerald from it if you have the corresponding levels. That makes a lot of sense. At 30 mining, we can get the ruby from the precious gem rocks. We can get rubies from the uncommon ones at level 34. And I think that's as far as I should go for now. Alrighty, so let's go make the ore box, start getting a lot of mining levels and smithing levels so we can get to gem crafting, and then we can make the iron armor for future combat. So let's get started. So here's the update on my mining and smithing session. We're at 35 mining, 22 smithing. I don't know why these two skills don't really correlate. I don't remember if I had more mining levels to begin with. So we're like 13 levels ahead in smithing compared to mining. That's not very cool. We definitely have the mining level we want to mine sapphire now. And if you haven't noticed, I also made myself the iron armor I told you I was going to make. That is not part of the major checklist, but fuck it. I totally forgot to add one item to the checklist though. I really want to get the easy achievement armor set once again. I really want to pick that series up again. So you can add the achievement armor set to the checklist. And we're going to start working on getting all the skills we need to do all those achievements again. Because we're going to pick up the series on Viry. So now that we have the iron armor on us and the mining level we need to get sapphires, here's what we're going to do next. We're going to get all the levels we need to do the easy achievements for Lumbridge. And then we'll do the same thing for every other city. I'm going to try to move quickly through them just so we can start up the Achievement Hunter series ASAP. And I got the easy achievement armor set on Elyem a lot later in my combat level, so it wasn't really helping me as much as it should have. Or as much as it could have. So that is the plan, people. I'm going to finish filling up this ore box, and then we can start getting the skills. Okay, so let me give you the rundown of what I've been doing. I am currently at 39 mining and 38 smithing. Now here's the cool thing about the new mining and smithing rework. You can actually mine a lot of bars now in one mining session. You can thank the ore box for that. So because of this fact, I was able to get a lot of steel bars for my mining session, and it brought us up to one level before 39 mining. I told you in the previous clips that I didn't like my smithing level because it was essentially so far away from 39 mining, but they're on par now, so that's good. And I have a bunch of steel plate bodies which I can probably alch. I have 32 steel plate bodies plus 1, and I think these are actually worth a pretty decent amount of money. I can high alchemy these things for 1k. That's pretty good. I'm going to save those for later, for when we actually unlock high alchemy. Okay, now I told you I was going to get all the levels I needed to do the easy achievements. That is exactly what we're going to do. I'm not going to show you me doing the achievements again because that's what Season 1 of Achievement Hunter is for. I'm just going to try to get to Season 2. So as of right now, I don't need any levels for the beginner set for Lumbridge, so that's what we're going to do first. I do though have to do a quest. We have to do the Restless Ghost quest, so we're going to do that and then do the beginner achievement set, and then we'll see how far things go from there. Alrighty, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.